everyone. So this video has kind of a broad topic, but it's something that's definitely a huge part of my spiritual practice that I would like to share. And so I'm going to try not to go on too many different tangents here. So what I want to talk about is chakra healing. Chakra healing. There are so many different ways you can do this, and a lot of times you go on the internet, you find tons of information about chakras, the basics, over and over and over again. Everybody has this information out there. But what a lot of people don't have are the more in-depth information. You can very easily find what the main chakras are, what colors they are aligned with, what crystals align with them, but it's hard to find, for example, the body parts that they relate to, the animals that might relate to them, and various other things. So for those of you who don't know, chakras are energy centers in the body. And so they're definitely related to our auras, but they're kind of the most concentrated areas of energy in our physical bodies. The way I think about it is that our bodies are made up of millions and millions of atoms, and every atom vibrates. Unless it's at a temperature of absolute zero, which means negative 273 degrees Celsius, there is no heat in existence in that atom whatsoever, then it will vibrate unless it's at that temperature. And the particles within the atoms will vibrate. And the atoms, they come together and they make cells. And our body is made up of a million or more, however many cells, lots and lots and lots of them. And in each cell, there are chemical reactions going on all the time. Some reactions take in energy, some reactions give out energy, use different chemicals, different kinds of energy transformations. So you can see how a complex system, such as our bodies, will have a lot of energy exchange going on, a lot of energy transformations going on. And as a result, we will have a dominant energy in our bodies, specific to the individual. Everyone will have a different sort of dominant energy level or dominant frequency. And this can change with changes in our bodies and even changes in our emotions, because our thoughts and emotions come about from connections being made in our brain between different brain cells. That in itself is a chemical reaction. That is an energy exchange. So even our thoughts and our emotions are linked to our energy field and to, well, the energy field that we have. And the reason we have an energy field, atoms vibrating all the time, reactions going on all the time, there are so many. I mean, it's unfathomable to think that we wouldn't have some sort of field to us, some sort of magnetic field. We actually have a lot of metals in our body. That helps our conductivity as well. We do conduct electricity. So, I mean, that's how I think of our energy field. It's very, very complex, but we do tend to have dominant energies in our bodies depending on who we are. And a lot of times, when we come up with an imbalance, when one chemical reaction is happening a little too much or maybe not enough, imbalances can occur. Our bodies have their own natural rhythm that they go through. And when it's in balance, everything's great. Everything's healthy. Everything's working good. But when the chemical reactions start to happen too much or not enough, or different toxins and things end up in our bodies, the dominant energy and the dominant frequency can change, and the imbalance can result in physical and emotional dilemmas. When our thoughts are leaning too much in one direction, then that will affect our energy field and affect our chakras. If a certain physical thing is going on in our bodies, the chakra that relates to that part of our body will, as a result, be too open or too closed. And you'll notice that the 7 major chakras are in the areas of our body that have the most activity. That's why they are the major energy centers, because that's the area of our body that has the most energy exchange and transformations and things going on. And these are the root at the base of the spine. We all know what's going on down there. The sacral chakra is just below our belly button. It's all our digestive system and stuff. Our solar plexus is sort of at the base of the rib cage, right in the middle. Our heart chakra is in the center of our chest. Throat chakra at the base of our throat. Third eye is right here, our brain and our head and everything. And the crown chakra is at the top of our head. So, like I said, areas of the most activity. And that's how I kind of think of how the chakras come about and how they actually work. And you'll notice that depending on where they are in the body, those are the kind of body parts that they sort of govern over most of the time. For example, the third eye has a lot to do with our brain and our eyes and our ears and all the stuff going on in our head. The throat chakra going on with our throat and with our respiratory system. And the heart with our circulatory system. Digestive system is in the sacral chakra, just to give a few examples. And so, imbalances in our chakras can eventually, if they are serious enough, translate into physical dysfunctions. Physical dysfunctions will result in imbalances in our energy field and in our chakras, and can even affect our emotions. It goes both ways. I'm sure you've all heard of symptoms of stress. When we get really, really stressed out, all kinds of things can go on in our bodies. We can break out, feel very, very tired. We can have joint pain. We can get dizzy. We can get nauseous. All these things that come about just from being stressed. And it's the same thing when we have other negative emotions. Other negative effects will happen in our bodies. If you haven't heard of it, broken heart syndrome is one good example. Which, you know, it does exist. I was talking about this to my sister the other day, and she was like, there's no way. And I was like, look online, you'll find it. It exists. And it does. It basically is resulting from so much grief, usually from losing a loved one. There's so much grief in your body and in your mind that you end up having increased risk of heart failure and heart attacks and other cardiovascular diseases.